Hey, hello, welcome back to another episode
I can't
of
see. I rub my eyes too hard.
My name's Josh.
My name's Alec.
My name's Josh. That threw me off a lot. Threw me off so much.
I was like, oh, fuck, I changed clothes and everything too. This is a weird start.
Today's August
Not a baller start.
25th, 2021.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We're here on a Wednesday.
We're here on a Wednesday.
Today's 2DDB FFOGD, the fun fact of the day, the be now, the butthole.
The butthole.
Is that if you line them up, all the planets in the solar system could fit between the Earth and the Moon.
Dude, that's touching, like...
I think just like front to back, ass to mouth.
Fast about... If you
Uranus to Venus.
If you planet centipede them. Like human centipede?
Yeah, I got you.
That was missed. Anyway. Give me a beer. What are we drinking today?
You picked it. I don't know. I don't know what it's called.
I saw this last time. It's an IPA. It's called Cali Day. It's by Tarantula Brewing Company in Thousand Oaks.
Tarantula Hill Brewing Company.
What did I say?
Tarantula Brewing Company.
All right, whatever.
You left at the hill.
All right. Well,
I don't like how it's really hard to read
the
gold text on the...
Seriously, you ever heard of a drop shadow? Dumbasses. You gotta read it in the light.
You gotta eat it at a
This
fucking angle.
is our crushable IPA.
Lighter IPA with a whopping dose of Laurel and Mosaic. From Diego to the Bay, we're all Cali kids. I don't like that.
No. Well,
When the fuck did you open yours?
like 10 minutes ago.
I didn't hear it at all.
You deef.
Tastes weird. It tastes like flowers.
Yeah, pretty earthy.
Like aromatic.
Got a light aftertaste. Not bad. Not a lot of flavor. Not a lot of taste.
Tastes like roses.
Yeah. Pretty flowery. It's not bad.
Not bad. Not good.
But it's better than the last one. I'd say it's better than the last one.
They're pretty equal. I wouldn't crush it, though.
No. I've learned a long time ago never to chug an IPA. I learned that actually like a few weeks ago during a podcast when I chugged it.
And you threw up?
I throwed up. I'm all out of... Oh, nope, don't read that.
I mean, I can start this one.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay. So, it's Wednesday. It's my first week back at school, as well as a lot of other people's first days at school. I know a lot of high schools in the area went to school today.
It's concerning that you just know that.
Like I said, man, when we drove past the high school, it's like, I know 2 people in there right now because I work with them at a retail store.
Mm-hmm. Is that why we took that way? You should have took the way that kept you more than 100 yards away.
That's the way I would go home when I went to Moore Park.
You know, high schools don't have playgrounds.
Yeah, they do.
They got football fields.
Yeah, you can play there. I only bring this up, school, because I'm on a new campus. It's a lot of people. And I don't like walking next to people. Especially now that I'm like trying something new with like microdosing before I go to school. So I'm high every day.
Yeah.
But not like super high where I'm like, that kid's high. I'm just like...
Just a little hit of weed.
Just a little high. Just enough. Cats can have a little bit of salami. Josh can have a little bit of high.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just walking next to people, and like everyone,
get the fuck away from me!
Like everyone's wearing masks. It's like it's way not the same. It's kind of weird. But I don't like
Still
walking.
pretty tense.
I don't like walking next to people.
Because you're high, or because you don't like walking next to people?
A little bit of both. So like I have to be like behind them or like off to the side. Like I can't walk in line with someone. I don't like that shit. It's fucking...
Is that something
Get away from me.
Is that something that gets brought more to your attention because you're high, do you think?
Probably.
You're like, oh my God, I don't want to be another cog in the machine.
But
I'll stand this much out of line.
But I was thinking about it. It's like, I would hate to live in like a busy city where I had to walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Because if I don't like walking next to people, I'm fucked.
Although you'd probably
got to deal with it.
Do you think you just get used to it because that's where you are, where you live?
I'd probably like ride a bike if I had to like commute. I wouldn't walk because I would not want to walk next to those people. So, I mean, I would come up with another way to avoid walking
Is there
in a crowd.
Is there anything in particular about it you feel unsafe or just uneasy, or is it the whole cog in a machine thing, or what's going through your head?
It's not the cog in the machine. I don't know how other people would react. I don't know what they think about me. Like, oh, this guy's walking like.
So you get
this guy's walking right next to me. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
Would you say it's the paranoia from the weed? Have you ever been high and really, really paranoid?
No.
Okay, the first few times I got high, I got super fucking paranoid. I was like, the cops are gonna come here. I was like, my dad knows where I'm at. He knows what I'm doing. He's gonna knock on this window, and I'm gonna be grounded.
When I get high, I just can't breathe.
That's not good.
Yeah, I stop breathing.
Do you breathe because it's hard to breathe, or do you stop breathing because you're relaxed and don't need as much oxygen?
I catch myself needing to every so often. I just stop breathing. I snap back into whatever it is.
Snap back to reality.
Oh, there goes gravity. Oh, the humanity. I stop breathing. I don't know why. I just do.
So,
my body's trying to kill myself.
so you mean to tell me you're walking behind people, not breathing, offset with just half your face, silhouette behind them, and you go... and you want them to expect that you're not high?
No.
Everyone's going to try to be like, oh, that motherfucker's smoking a pack.
No. I only stop breathing when I'm like full high. Not my microdose.
Oh my God.
My microdosing is basically me if I wasn't anxious. But
Kind of
my heart still hurts.
moves the edges.
Because it's like, I'm not anxious, but like...
But you're still panicking on the inside?
yeah, and I can feel it.
Yeah. Well, that's good. For me, I have the same thing. What I do is I bring my... What the fuck?
It's a coaster.
Oh. I thought I saw something on it.
It's
Anyway.
gold.
Yeah, it was just... Anyway. What I do is I bring my attention to it, and I'm like, wow, I feel that chest pain, or I feel that cramp, or I feel that tightness because I am stressed out and my body's reacting physically to it. Do you ever have that kind of self-reflection moment when you're high, or do you just go, ow? Oh.
So I'm only doing it so I can not be as anxious of being in a new school with new people that I've never, like, I mean, I've seen, like...
Well, maybe stop
few
smoking
people.
something called jet fuel.
No.
It's okay to smoke, but you can have a little salami. When you smoke something called jet fuel or fucking Charlie Sheen's crack house, it's something you should probably stay away from.
It's pretty good.
You should find something that makes you feel like not a robot and makes you feel like not breathing.
Yes. Jet fuel, also known as G6, jet fuel OG,
Like a G6.
jet fuel G6, jet fuel Kush, and G6 Kush is a hybrid marijuana strain from 303 seeds. It's the ultimate cross between some of the most renowned diesel strains by combining Aspen OG with High Country Diesel. We are left with a hybrid that stays true to the influence of the SFV OG Kush and East Coast Sour Diesel in its lineage.
You know what's really pissing me off the more I think about this? When you read that, vegans shouldn't be smoking weed because that's genetically modified.
I don't think vegans are against GMOs.
Aren't they?
No. They're just against animal products.
Who's against GMOs? Who's got the beef with GMOs?
White people? I think GMOs taste great.
They are.
You literally Google who got a problem with GMO.
I could post it on Facebook if you think that'd be better. But yeah, it's just it's one of those things you always see. It's one of those like people who
The
shop at Whole
Organic
Foods.
Consumers Association is against GMOs.
Yeah, people who shop at Whole Foods, they're like, we want organic, but like the second you crossbreed this tomato with that tomato, that's a genetically modified
Like
tomato.
our lemons.
Yeah. The second you do that, that's genetically modifying that lemon. And I'm like, yo, like, it's not like they're getting in the splicing machine, cutting out parts of DNA and replacing it with like
The CRISPR.
Yeah, they're not like replacing it with like growth hormones. They're just being like, hey, strong
Selective
tomato
breeding.
and strong tomato equals stronger tomato.
Yeah. Selective breeding.
Yeah. And it is genetically modified, but it's genetically modified through
Natural causes.
a natural cause. Like if you went up and talked to a girl at a bar and had a baby versus going on a dating app that's like a little more
Are we having the baby at the bar?
yeah, wherever.
He's right there.
Just vegan. It's a new world to make the analogy work, but I forgot where I was going with this. But
Selective breeding. You walk up to a girl at a bar and you have a baby. Right there.
But if you're on eHarmony, you kind of put in your information. The computer is like, this person's information and this person's information seem to work together, so make a baby. And that's like a little more compatible than someone just at a bar.
I mean, you can still argue that both of them are selective breeding. Because, like, you still
Well, yeah,
have a
what-
selection to make in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. Well, yeah, at the end of the day,
Great analogy, though, not going to lie.
thanks, man. At the end of the day, it's going to be genetically modified because it's going to be a different set of offspring, you know? So it's weird to be like organic because organic's kind of like being like, let's keep the bloodline pure.
Well, that's just using, like, no harmful to the
It's not, though.
environment pesticides.
It's not though. It's
What is...
GMOs count as anything like that. Like I got my roommate's friend works at a farm and he's like, we're a self-sustaining farm, but we're not organic.
Yeah, organic food is produced by methods complying with the standards of organic farming. They vary.
Nailed it. Organic food is organic food. I'll look up organic farming. You keep reading definitions.
The organic farming features practices that cycle resources, promote...
I'm looking it up. I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I already had it before you.
I know. Go
They
ahead.
cycle resources, promote ecological balance, and conserve biodiversity. So they don't do anything to harm the surrounding ecosystem.
So I think the key word there is the biodiversity. They're letting the plants figure their shit out.
yeah,
Whereas a farmer
they
will
still
go,
use natural pesticides. They don't.
but
use the shit
a
that's-
farmer goes red tomato, big red tomato.
Yeah, that doesn't make it organic. I mean, it can be organic.
Well, that makes it a GMO.
Sure,
So they're saying let the fucking tomatoes decide.
but also like the label of getting like to slap GMO on a product requires a lot more than just that.
I don't know.
That's what I'm telling you.
I don't know. You don't know.
Pretty sure.
Organic farming entails use of crops, green manures, animal manures, and crop rotations to fertilize the soil, maximize biological activity, and maintain long-term soil health. Use of biological control, crop rotations, and other techniques to manage weeds, insects, and disease. I guess we should just look at what GMO is, and then whatever GMO isn't.
More than 90% of all soybean, cotton, and corn acreage in the U.S. is used to grow genetically engineered crops.
Say that one more time. I'm stupid.
More than 90% of all soybean, cotton, and corn acreage in the United States is used to grow genetically engineered crops.
That makes sense.
Other popular and approved food crops include sugar beets, alfalfa, canola, papaya, and summer squash.
GMO, or genetically modified organisms, is the product of a laboratory procedure which involves artificially combining or deferring genes. Organic is the description for products which were not processed and yielded through chemical-free fertilization and pesticides. This is getting more and more confusing the more I read about it. I just want banana and banana to be bigger banana.
GMO is done in a lab. Organic is only on farm, no harmful chemicals.
Couldn't you say that someone, if they had like, what's it called?
Yes, he does, Wasabi. And Plant Daddy, you can do it anytime.
What's it called when you have the hydroponic system for weed? inside.
Yeah.
Does that make it a lab, or is it just indoor farming?
That's just indoor farming.
Okay.
That's like getting a little
Pain.
That's like growing herbs on your windowsill.
Yes. No. That's the difference between GMOs and organic. Bigger corn.
Yeah, bigger corn that costs more if it's organic, because they have to go through all the troubles to make sure they're not using harmful chemicals.
Gotcha.
Yeah, hydroponics, just water instead of soil.
Gotcha. Anyway, I forgot where I was going with this, but what I wanted to come back around to was, do you think one thing that really fucked me up when I was smoking weed and got my anxiety attacks is I was smoking hybrids. And it's like you get a little bit of this high and then it swings to the other high. That's how it feels like for me.
This is a hybrid. So I do go through like the
You feel that swing?
the alertness and then the
laziness.
yeah.
Yeah. That's what fucks me up. Because
Like I'll be walking on the sidewalk and then my foot will just drag and I'll almost trip. I'm like, oh, okay, like, come on guys, let's go. I got places to be.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why I don't like walking next to people, because I can't fucking walk in the first place.
Yeah. For me, I found smoking just one strain at a time and understanding that strain is like super important, because
That's a lot of work though.
well, just next time you go, either get an indica or a sativa.
I don't go anywhere. I get it delivered here.
Well, then get it delivered as one thing. You chose it based on the name. You chose jet fuel because it sounded cool.
No, I chose it specifically because it was a hybrid.
Okay.
And it was a gram instead of half a gram.
Oh, okay. Well, now you could choose something for indica or sativa. Or do it now, and then you could have like a fucking little garden. You could wake up and be like, I'll try this one day, and I'll try this the next day, and then I'll try the hybrid the next day and see what works best.
I'm not trying to fall asleep at school. I need to be there to focus.
Well, then, I don't know, smoke
Like,
focused
a good example
weed.
would be today when I was walking to my class. There was a girl walking in front of me, and we were going upstairs, and she was going kind of slow, and I walk kind of fast. But I didn't want to, like...
Do you have ADD or ADHD?
Unconfirmed.
Okay. I'm going to say no.
Maybe. I don't know. I've never smoked meth. I'll try
Smoke
that
meth.
one day. If you can get me some, I'll try it. So, like, we're both walking up the stairs at the same time. She's in front of me, but she's going super slow. There's enough space for me to pass her. But if we both got to the top step, and, like, she would have to do the wide turn, and I would do, like, the close turn, because, like, closer to the rail.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be awkward because she could cut close into me, and I don't want that to happen, of course, because, like, oh, that's, like, an issue. Mm-hmm. Like, people bumping into each other. I'm trying to avoid that. Avoid all situations of, like, causing an accident.
Mm-hmm.
Like traffic. Sorry, my nose is itchy.
What was that? Go ahead.
So I was just walking behind her up the stairs slowly. I feel like it was kind of weird.
Well,
Once again, I don't know what they were thinking.
And you never will.
Never will.
But that's the thing. That just sounds like typical anxiety. And if that's the marijuana bringing it to your attention, then I don't want to say steer into it, but understand that that's what it is. You know, it's like one of those things where that's not going to go away, but you...
My nose is itchy. Sorry.
But you will learn to grapple with it. What I was going to suggest is what I usually would smoke. You know, I have the THC cigarettes. It's like not even...
Oh, those were CBD.
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. The CBD cigarettes. It's not even psychoactive at all. I'll give you one of those, and you can smoke one of those. See how that treats you. But they say to look for something that's balanced in THC and CBD because they kind of cancel each other out. And it'll leave you clear-headed enough to make good choices for someone who just wants a little bit of cerebral activity. To find a balanced THC and CBD variety, look for strains made up of both diamond and circles below. So that's all diamond, so no. That's all diamond, so no. That's all CBD, so no. All diamonds. This is a pretty good balance. So you want Harley Quinn. You like Harley Quinn. Smoke some Harley Quinn. Find, and then it says right here, find green crack nearby. Essentially post-nut clarity. You're 100% right.
In a can.
In a jar.
So where's jet fuel on that list?
This is actually the Leafy website you were just on, right?
Whatever happened to that guy?
So, Harley Quinn?
Leafy.
I don't know. THC
How many
dominant.
tabs did I close?
Right? So I'm just gonna search
So
for
it's
THC.
It's 20% THC, 1% CBG.
So that's bad. That's not balanced.
No.
You want something with an even split.
It is... The top effect is energetic.
Which is probably what's causing you a little bit more anxiety.
Shit.
And then the sleepy part's turning off your feet at the wrong time.
The flavor and aroma is diesel.
Diesel. Smoking on that gas. Let me just double check all this shit real quick, cause
The high energy jolt of uplifting effects that eventually level off to provide a dreamlike state of relaxation.
ugh.
So it's
That sounds scary to me.
so it's gonna
That sounds scary.
it's gonna amp up it's gonna get you excited, and then it's like,
It's gonna turn off your body.
which it does.
It's
And
like
feels-
it turns your brain on and your body off, and you're like, I'm loving it.
it's like doing crack. But yeah, when I get super high off of it, it feels amazing.
No, sure.
The
So yeah,
the back end.
looking for a 1-to-1 THC and CBD. There's one called Argyle. There's one called Dance Hall. Sweet and Sour Window. Pennywise. That's a terrible name for a balanced weed.
It's a clown.
Canatonic. Those are the most popular ones. But also the Harley Quinn one on Leafy was one of the balanced ones. So let's just go 1-to-1 weed strains. Oh, this is on Leafy. So this is the website we were just on getting our shit from. Relaxed, focused, hungry. I love it. So there's one called 1-to-1.
Can you buy shit on there?
Yeah, it looks like it. It'll at least give you a link. Yeah, you can buy shit. Yep. It's a little expensive, I think, but it was like $86 for a gram.
That is a lot.
Yeah, that better be. In my head, it's like if you're paying $86 for a gram, you're probably not going to buy the balanced stuff. You're going to buy the THC heavy stuff, because that's going to be the trip you want to go on. Yeah, there's also just one called 1-to-1. It's got 4.7 stars. It's all calming. It's earthy, and the top effect is focused. That's exactly what you're looking for. Just search. It's called 1-to-1, spelled out on Leafy. Yeah.
I'll look into it.
It's equal. It's named this for the equal balance of THC and CBD. 1-to-1 by CBD Seeds is stabilized hybrid, and it's got the hybrid that you want from Amnesia Haze and high CBD from Lanstrace strain. Its nuanced interest high tones come out with strong in the first opening of the jar until the final exhale, with effects that embrace both mind and body. 1-to-1 delivers blissful relaxation that encourages a positive mood. 1-to-1 finishes its flowering cycle after 8 to 9 weeks or in September for outdoor gardens. That's what I would do. That'd be my next step. Because it took me... I know there's like that generic thing of people being like, drink an IPA, it's really good, or like smoke weed but find your right strain. And I'm literally always doing that with, this is an okay IPA, this is a bad IPA, this is good weed, this is bad weed. But like, it really is that. You really, if you want to do it, but find a way that you enjoy it. It's like drinking wine, right? Like, you could like a Chateau d'Avron from France, from 1806 if you want. Or you can just get a box of wine from CVS that's sangria flavored, and that's what you like to drink, then that's what you like to drink. The important thing is that you like doing it, whether it's $100 or $10. If you enjoy it, don't let the stigma around it bother you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with encouraging people to, hey, find your strain, hey, find your drink, hey, pick your poison, find your poison, do your research.
I can't find it.
When you start your own weed, when you start planting your own weed to get high, but accidentally really getting into gardens, that's what I would do. Because I'd be gardening like high as fuck, being like, "Wow, this is so fun."
I can't find it.
Yeah, I'll send you the.
I need hep.
Boom. Anyone else who wants to get high? Boom. Leafy, nailed it. I don't know if you can buy that one there though. It was like that was the one that I couldn't.
Well, it says buy one to one near you.
Oh, okay. So it gives you the link.
Order on Leafly delivery.
How much is it?
And a pre-roll.
That's it?
Yeah. Half an ounce for $35.
Nah. How many pre-rolls? You could do what I did. Honestly, I ordered joints one time, and then I broke up the joints, and I just smoked it in my little one hit.
Oh, what the fuck? That makes no sense. So ready to roll, half ounce. Each bag includes 14 grams. How much is 14 grams? Is that half an ounce?
Not a lot.
Is that half an ounce? How much is an ounce? How many grams are in an
I think
ounce?
there's 28, so it's half an ounce.
Why can't they just like use one system?
Imperialist. Oh, there's 28 grams in an ounce. So it's, 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly half an ounce. But try, here, I was smoking the calm ones, right? Or whatever. That was just all CBD. Because I like just the calmingness of the weed, not the psychoactiveness necessarily. We'll smoke those cigarettes when we're done with this show. Because trust me, it's like kind of dope.
I mean, when we did like here before,
Did you
I
feel
didn't
like
feel anything.
no? I think you will with these. These are like, we're not splitting a joint. It's like you have a cigarette and it's got like twice as much. So,
I don't want you to smoke your wacky tobacco.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. I only do the whole ganja goddess, the place you told me.
Hell yeah.
Let's just look at that. I'm sure we can find I'm just going to look for a strain for you. Because this is where I found my first one. That was all CBD. This is where I got the first. They sell the calm strain, but in vapes. There's got to be a way to search for different kinds.
So I smoke almost exclusively from Bloom Farms because that's where they make my battery. The best battery in the fucking world.
Dude, I was gonna say my battery burns every cartridge. I'm so discouraged from buying vapes. I want to buy vapes because they're so easy, but every vape I have the battery burns the cart in like in a day or two of puffing it, and it's not even like extreme hits, you know.
So I almost smoke exclusively from Bloom Farms
Yeah.
because
That's the one I got all my stuff from, right?
probably, I don't know.
And then it burnt the calm shit that I got. It was really expensive. I was so pissed.
Nah.
I just threw a cart away.
I've never had any issues with this.
But you buy the carts for the battery.
Yeah.
So that's
I don't mix anything.
Dude, this is a deal. 3.5 grams for $33.50.
Buy it. We're just hi, welcome to Tudo's Drinking Beer where we buy weed live.
Yeah, I mean, whatever.
It is legal here. Recreational use. Disclaimer.
Cancer and reproductive harm.
Yeah, so same with McDonald's.
Yeah.
I mean, they have like daytime, nighttime blends, anytime blends,
Yeah.
nighttime blend,
Daytime? Nighttime.
and then a live resin cartridge, Super Skunk. I don't know what that means. I don't know what live resin means.
Neither do I. If there's anyone out there who could suggest a strain, because that's the thing, I just want very, very mild strains. Some of this weed is like next level shit. I just want something to fucking round out the edges. And you don't want pre-rolls, right? You want flower.
I prefer vape cartridges.
Okay, vapes.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't want to do one of the calm ones that I did? You want a little more high than that?
I mean, I just don't want to smell.
It doesn't smell. I'm not talking about the pre-rolls. I'm talking about the vapes. Yeah, man, the truth is I only really smoke the CBD, but I can't believe I was scared of this shit in high school. Did you ever get like panicked when your friends would smoke? Did your friends ever smoke weed in high school?
No.
Around you?
No.
My friend started smoking one time and I was like so scared. I was like, the cops are going to come and arrest us. I was so paranoid. I was more paranoid sober than I was ever drinking or high.
Plain Daddy, I've taken a couple hits off of a fume, or however you say it. Fume. They're very smooth.
Dude, CBD pre-rolls are my shit. Because they're just like super easy to smoke and like, I don't know. It's like smoking a cigarette. It just gives you a little bit of a head high and that's it. You just feel a little more leveled out. And it sucks because like, I want, if that's what he's going for, I want him to feel that. But if he's not feeling it, then, it is what it is. But we'll smoke those cigarettes, my trust. Those will hit a little harder. Just enough, though. Probably after drinking, though. Oh, they're in my car.
The car you can't use?
Yeah. Well, I need to get it to a shop tomorrow. Damn it. Now I'm all thinking adult thoughts again. I'm like, oh, fuck, money.
I was given, I had to take like a survey for it, but like I was given free CBD tincture, the droplets, the liquid.
Yeah.
It tasted weird. And you put it under your tongue and then you're not supposed to swallow it.
Yeah, for 30 seconds. The first time I did that, I got a sore throat for a week. I hated that.
I mean,
which is why I like the smoking, because I don't know why. It's just a preferred method of ingestion. It's just, I know it's bad for you.
But like I would leave it under my tongue and it wouldn't go anywhere. It would just sit there. I'd put my tongue down.
It's oil, so it's all thick and like runny and not mixing with your saliva.
And then I would eventually swallow it. And it tasted like burnt caramel.
I did that too. It was like a mint flavor. Let it sit, swallowed it, and then immediately got a sore throat in the next few days. The worst sore throat I've ever had. But yeah, the CBD cigarettes I smoke is a brand called Kiwi or Calm, and they're pre-rolled to look like cigarettes, so they're pretty inconspicuous.
Yeah, I know it's supposed to taste weird. I haven't eaten grass. But
y'all eating grass? Yeah. Can I get the next one?
God damn, man, slow down. I've only been here for 47 minutes.
Really?
Well, like
That's
about
a record.
More 40, but no number.
Gotta check every time. We haven't heard back from Rogue, have we? What's the?
We talked about it on Monday. Shit's going down in Oregon, so maybe they're.
Oh, are they from Oregon? Are they based in Oregon?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Well, then thoughts and prayers are with you. I just texted someone from Oregon.
Like, hey, where's our free shit?
Well, he said there would be.
They said they'll work on something.
Yeah.
So unless they're you spilled all over your neck.
I know, it went all down this way.
So unless they're like custom making something.
They're not. They're for sure not.
I don't know that.
I for sure do.
Well,
if they do, we're not drinking it. We're putting it on the wall. We're not going to waste
like
that.
a fucking neon sign or some shit.
Oh, dude, a neon sign would go up on the wall for sure.
But, you know,
For sure we need a neon sign.
we're nobodies, so I don't expect anything from them, really.
Damn, that's a pretty large dose, actually. Yeah, they told me. Well, not that they told me, but the bottle usually says about 1,000 milligrams per dose. But after like I said, I did that. I got a sore throat, and it was like the worst experience. I was like, I'm never doing this again because it was like probably just so foreign to my body. It made my body sick. But I think the worst part of being sick is the sore throat, and it was the only side effect I had for like a week.
Oh.
Oh, gotcha. I was like, you do 4 bottles a day? Damn. Yeah, anyway, one of the cigarettes I have from the Kiwis or the Calms, they'll have 1,000 milligrams of CBD also.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I think it's actually, I'll look it up.
That's like 1 gram.
Yeah, it's a full cigarette. I think it's like 1,000 or something actually. It's 1,000 something.
I've seen ads for that.
Yep. This is what I smoke now.
The Kiwi.
2,220 milligrams of CBG per pack, setting an absolutely new standard on the industry. So they're very strong, but they're CBD.
Fuck is CBG?
It's like CBD, but it's different, I guess.
Cannabigerol.
Yeah, it has the same effect as CBD.
Cannabigerol.
Cannabigerol. I'm gonna look that up. CBD versus CBG.
Often referred to as the mother of all cannabinoids.
Generally speaking, CBD helps to produce and regulate endocannabinoids, while CBG works on the receptors. Another way to differentiate the two, CGB typically energizes, while CBD is more of a calming effect. The two balance each other out when taken together, which is what I learned. CBD blocks the THC receptors in your brain. So if you smoked a balanced strain of weed, you'd get just a little high because any receptor that's going to give you the euphoric state is going to get blocked by some CBD or THC. So it balances out really, really nice.
It's whatever gets to you first.
Yeah, whatever gets to you first. And it's literally like the one thing that like is like more for anxiety, which is what I really deal with. So it makes more sense to just do CBD or CBG. The research is still limited. This means despite growing interests in the potential benefits, very little is known about the side effects or how it works alongside alternative medications. Even at dispensaries in states where cannabis is legal, CBG can be hard to find. CBG is usually found in products that also combine CBG with THC. There's also a quality issue with CBG. And patients are advised to check with third-party certifications with their correct level of content. Full-spectrum CBD products contain a minor selection of other cannabinoids, which is THC. It's like...
It's all of them.
Yeah, but yeah, it's weed, so you're not gonna get rid of it. So basically, when you smoke it, it's a 1% THC to a 99% CBD count.
Yeah.
So it's like the most bare minimum high you could ever really receive. And I think in most cases it's like 0.09 or 0.9 of a percent. So it's like really like the most mild head high you'll ever feel, and then just relaxed body. Yeah, not really good transition for that one. You see it.
Something else I've also recognized being back in school is that I need more clothes. I need more pants. Because
Why?
this is the only pair of pants that I wear outside of work.
I was like, those are shorts. They're just knee holes.
This is the only pair of pants that I wear when I'm not at work. And I don't want to wear it every day at school because then these are going to get worn down. So
And people are going to be like, this guy only has one pair of ripped jeans.
So I I need more pants.
I need a tailor.
I need more
Because I ripped my pants.
clothes, and I can't wear all of the shirts that I usually wear during
I
summertime.
eat ass.
I mean, I could wear that shirt. That'd be funny.
It would be.
But like, I can't wear. I mean, I could, but like stigmas and what I don't want people to think about me being weird as a business manager. I fucking my hentai shirt, my Naruto shirt.
Unless you want to run a food truck that's hentai themed.
I can't wear that shit. So I need more clothes.
Real quick, I wanted to ask you. You've tried microdosing just before school.
Yeah.
You ever tried chugging a beer before school?
No.
No? Because I was thinking the times I went to school after getting a beer with you guys, that seemed to help.
Yeah, that was also way more than one beer. That was like 4.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's a miracle I passed any of my classes. It really.
They probably saw you come in drunk. It was like, this guy, this poor guy.
They probably did.
He's trying his best.
I'm not gonna lie. They probably were just like, I want this goddamn alcoholic out of my classroom. And you know what? They made the right call. Until next semester, guys, I'm coming back.
Are you?
Yeah, as soon as I have money and my car works and everything else in my life stables out.
I mean, you go to community college for free.
I know, but I don't have a car to get there right now.
You live pretty close. You can walk.
I'm not gonna fucking walk to school, bro. It's out of the question. Out of the fucking question.
Ride your bike again.
Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
Go down the hill of spring and fucking go all the way.
Not gonna happen. I thought about it and I sat down and I had this honest conversation with myself and I was like, you're too goddamn fat. You're too lazy.
You would lose a lot of weight.
Don't care. I don't. It'd go all back to my ass and thighs, bro. I don't want that again. I have these glutes, these thighs. They're for life. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm not gonna indulge them with more exercise and strength, though. I don't want a bigger ass or stronger legs. I'm fine how it is. I chafe enough. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm an adult. I'm gonna do it the adult way. If it takes another year off, I don't care. But it's just one of those things, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to just pay to get my car fixed and fucking bite the bullet. Just deal with it and just fucking grow up.
And then you'll go back, and then I'll get my degree.
Yeah, by the time I go back to school, you'll be out of school.
Yep.
So just know that, feel that, and be
happy.
Be happy and accomplished, or whatever. Yeah, CBD does help a lot with the inflation, which is a big reason why I used it, because
Inflammation.
Smoke CBD once and the economy is fixed. Yeah, inflation, sorry.
Inflammation. You did it twice in a row.
I'm an idiot. Moving on, anti-stress and calming effects. Yeah, that's the only reason why, because it's like that's the one thing I want. And when I smoke too much THC, I get pretty paranoid because the paranoid part of my brain is still on. The CBD part of the CBD has to turn off the paranoid side before the THC can have a good time. And that's what I'm learning is like smoke a CBD cig and then maybe some THC or some weed, and then that'll get you to that next level you want.
So we need to do meth. Like,
you guys are tripping with this meth shit, bro. The best thing I've ever heard, one of my near and dear roommates who's now gone. He didn't die, he just moved out, but like
he's gone.
He's gone.
God rest his soul.
He told me some drugs aren't that good to be high. It's just that the come down or the withdrawal is so bad, you'd rather be high than sitting through that withdrawal. Yeah. Meth is one of those drugs.
I don't know, man. I got a first-hand account from Mr. Wasabi. He said it'll help me focus.
Okay, Mr. Wasabi did not smoke meth.
We'll do some H.
Heroin?
Yeah.
That's not going to help you focus. That's going to help you sleep.
Yeah, well,
and then you wake up and you're like, I got ants all over me, bitch. Give me some more H.
We'll do meth to start the school, and then I'll do some H.
Start the school. You'll finish school on meth, bro. You'll be like, I've been awake for 3 semesters.
And then and then we'll do H to end the night, and then meth in the morning, and it's a cycle.
My God.
Instead of having
Eternal sleep is online too.
and instead of having like a morning coffee, I have my morning meth.
The best part.
Oh
of
my
waking
fucking
up-
God! Guess what I found out yesterday?
What?
That's when you say what, and you did. So now
I'm really intrigued. You got me.
So my first class yesterday was in the library, right?
Oh, it's cool shit.
And so I was leaving, and one of my friends, Lucas, he works there part-time and temporarily.
Burn.
So that's not a burn. It's a good job.
Byron, you're leaving temporary.
Well, I mean, he's still going to work there, but what he's doing right now is temporary. He's doing IT stuff. And so there was like this line that I saw. It was like a tent and then 3 tables, but each table was like a different set.
That's you. Twist?
That was you.
I thought it was you.
Sounded like a monkey.
Either that there's either that or an alien of someone's butthole.
So anyways, I see my friend. He's like, "Hey, what's up? Like, how's it going? How's class?" I'm like, first day shit." And I was like, "What are you guys doing here? What's this line?" He's like, "Oh, we're giving away free iPads to transfer students." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Like,
One iPad, please.
what's up?" And he's like, "Did you transferred here? Yeah?" And I was like, "Oh, last semester." He was like, "Oh man, sorry. It's for this. It's for fall transfers."
Fuck that, dude.
And I was like,
I'll fight you for it.
I was like, "Damn, really? Like, fall transfers only?" And he was like, "Yeah, man. I'm sorry."
You should have just said you're a fall transfer.
They have the record of it.
Mr. Josh, please. Yes, I am Mr. Josh.
But then after like my second class that day, I meet up with my other friends and I was like, "Yeah, Lucas is giving away free iPads for fall transfer students." And like me and my other friend were spring transfer
Sounds
students.
really good.
Pussy, just take a sip.
Hey, thank you, Freshly Baked.
Thank you for your resub.
Wow, 3 months. Thank you so much.
Drink to that.
I'll cheers to that. Freshly bathed.
Thank you.
Dunka.
So I see my other friend and they're like, "Hey, they're giving free iPads away for fall transfers. Why did the spring transfers get shafted?" I'm like, "Who the fuck can we complain to?" Mm-hmm. And then we go into this one building where like usually all the faculty offices are. And it's like where the registrar's office is, like financial aid office and whatnot. We don't talk to anybody because we don't know who to talk to. We don't know who to complain to about why we didn't get free shit.
I feel like the irony of going to the financial aid office to complain about not getting a free iPad is not lost on me, though, and that's important.
But apparently, like,
It barrels through it.
this is a thing that they do. Like every year, fall transfers get free shit. One year they got free laptops.
No way.
Yeah, and this year they're getting free iPads with a keyboard and a mouse.
I'm glad they're stepping up their shit.
Yeah, and I'm pissed because why do spring transfers get shafted?
You're right, dude. It was so hard when you got that whole student loan forgiveness shit in the first place.
I haven't received a single dollar of forgiveness. I paid half of that off myself.
Yeah, that's a good
Leave and
point.
transfer
Leave and
back.
transfer back.
That's a hassle, though.
But you know, all fall students,
That's like the ultimate gamble.
you pay $5,000 a semester and get a free iPad.
It's more like $3,400.
All right, but
I could just buy an iPad at that point.
then do that and shut the fuck up about
I'd rather
it.
have it for free because then I could sell it. I don't need an iPad. I just want one.
So you're just gonna fucking flip it?
Yes.
Piece of shit.
Yes.
You're what's wrong.
I don't need an iPad.
Then don't get one, you dickhead.
If it's free and they're giving them out,
It's not free for you, asshole.
it should be.
It's not anymore. You missed the deadline. Deal with it.
Spring transfer should get some recognition too. I want free shit.
Good job,
It's
bud.
not fair.
You got free college, asshole. You did it.
Just because the government
You
pays
got
me to
free
go to a
shit.
state university,
You got free college. You did it.
I want
You
more.
want to trade that for an iPad
Yes.
so you can sell it?
Yes.
You can't sell college experience, bro. You get that for life. That sticks with you. You could use it. You could use that shit to get a job, and you're like, I got an iPad and I sold it once, so you should hire me for a salesperson.
I'm only trying to point out that because
I know. I'm always just.
I get you.
Okay.
I understand that because we didn't get to go on campus because of COVID, we probably would have got something. And that's not fair because now we're back on campus and they're giving out the free shit.
Do you want to start a Facebook group with me right now about it? Because I will. I'll share it.
We're not going to post anything.
Oh,
You know that.
I know. That's my point. Let's just get angry.
It's just an inconsistency.
No, it definitely makes sense.
It's not about the iPad. That is right. I would love one, but I got butt fucked
Okay, I think
by
you guys
choosing to transfer a semester too soon.
You're still kind of missing the bigger picture. His intent was to get the iPad to sell it to
I didn't even know
somebody.
they were giving iPads away until Lucas told me.
Yeah, and then when you found out they were giving it for free, you wanted one for free so you could sell it for a profit.
I probably wouldn't sell it. I'm just saying
Okay,
that for fun.
but
I would use it, of course.
But then now it's like, what's your real stance?
I would use it to replace this laptop.
Just sell that laptop. That laptop's like $200.
Laptop's like $50. The battery, if I take the charger out, the battery's going to die in 20 minutes.
I won't do that then. It does look like a rather cheap laptop. That's like the laptop I have at the house.
Yeah, it's old. It's not the best.
It's just to connect.
I use it for Netflix at night.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I use mine for. I have a dedicated laptop just for watching TV.
Yeah, plug
illegally.
the HDMI into the into the TV. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I think you're still missing the point here. If people were handing out free gasoline and I took the gasoline and I sold it to someone less fortunate who needed gasoline, I'm still a piece of shit for taking that gasoline.
But if you qualify to get the free gas, it doesn't matter.
And you didn't qualify, so shut the fuck up.
But I should have because I did transfer to the school.
But you didn't.
But we didn't get anything because of COVID. We weren't there. That's
Damn,
not fair.
That sounds like really bad luck.
That's not fair.
No, it sounds like bad luck.
Who cares? Me. I want free shit. I don't need a fucking free iPad with a stand-up case and a keyboard.
What would you do with it?
Replace the laptop.
Just sell the laptop and buy an iPad. They're like $300. How much are iPads?
This laptop costs like $40 if I were to sell it. It's worth nothing. iPads are like $500.
I'm gonna come here like all my mixing shit and my microphones will be gone and sold. You're like, look at my new fucking iPad. iPads are $0, bro. $0, $12 a month.
Or $33.33 at Verizon.
Like $330.
$330 for a standard iPad to around $1649 for the latest iPad Pro.
But that's iPad Pro. That's some whole other shit. That's if you're drawing and an artist. Like, you don't need that shit.
Yeah, right. I want a Microsoft Surface instead.
Then get that too. You actually have been talking
money.
about that. You actually have been talking about that. You wanted to replace everything with the Microsoft Surfaces so we look more.
Yeah, it'd be like the NFL.
So it look more like a sports channel
Yes.
as we drink IPAs and talk about politics.
To be fair, I received COVID stimulus and I didn't need it. I used it to pay debt.
That's my goddamn point, man.
Apple products are a scam. Kinda, sometimes.
Here's the thing. Here's what you got to learn. I paid a lot of money for this laptop. But this laptop will last me forever. Because I paid for an i7 processor. Shut up. A lot of RAM.
How much? How much is a lot?
32.
16?
No, I got 32 for sure.
Doesn't even know where to find it.
Okay, 16.
A decent amount.
So it came with 8 though. I upgraded to 16. And then I upgraded everything a little bit. Paid a lot of money. But what people fail to remember is that my laptop at home has an i3 processor. Very slow. It's not good for much else other than processing Word documents or streaming Netflix. This I could edit movies and music and live record and live stream and do whatever else I want. And the fan doesn't even kick on because it handles the processes so well. But when I do stuff like what I was recording yesterday, when I record, it gets a little bit more labor intensive, but it doesn't really fuck up. It's never fucked up a live recording, which is why everyone goes with Mac, because if you're recording, it's not gonna crash on you. Go ahead. Look, you want to say something?
I'm just looking. I'm looking at my laptop specs.
What are your laptop specs?
It's running a fucking AMD processor. This
Yeah.
shit. An AMD Radeon R5 and 8 gigs of RAM.
Keep clicking on the wrong shit. Okay. So mine is 13-inch 2020 Thunderbolt 3.
3 ports.
3 ports. I didn't want to read that, but...
Well, you said the 3,
but
so...
there's 4 ports.
There's 3 Thunderbolt ports.
2.3 gigahertz quad core, which is the i7 processor, which is the most important part. 16 gigabytes of memory. It's LPD R4X. The graphics I cheaped out on because I don't need a great graphics card, but I only ever really play Warcraft on here, and I put it in classic mode, so it doesn't really matter. Graphics don't matter.
You were playing last night.
Were you watching me?
I was on Battle.net. I was updating shit.
And you didn't want to play with me?
Well, it said you were online.
Jerk. I'm always on. I play once a day. But an i7 processor is an i7 processor. It's always going to process at i7 capabilities. Unless Apple tries to do some shit. Unless Apple tries to do some shit like they did with the battery, and they're like, we're gonna take away some of the processing power to save battery.
Intel is Intel. The products are the same, whether it's in a PC or in a Mac.
And that's what I'm saying. The only thing above that is basically an i9 processor, which I have no need for. That's like
no one does.
That's military grade.
That's not, but no one needs an i9.
My point being is, like, you have to know what you're using it for and how often you're using it. And then the money I spent on here is going to be beneficial in the long run, because everyone I've talked to has said, I've had my Mac for 10, 20 years plus.
Oscar
for sure. And he still loves it, and he's like, the only thing about it is the battery doesn't last as long, but it's never lost speed, it's never lost its performance. And that's what I need. I need to be able to take this anywhere, to any show, any gig. I need to be able to plug it in with a USB, which I can, and record a show. Which episode 50, the special, was recorded on here. Not that matters.
We did it off-site.
Not that it matters, but yeah, without this MacBook, that show wouldn't have happened off-site. Unless we moved his fucking computer downstairs.
Which would not be hard to do.
You're looking at the Surfaces? Mm-hmm. What's the price of the Surface? And what's the...
I gotta click on one to find out.
That's the one thing that does confuse me with the iPads, is the iPads and iPhones use Apple chips. They use like the Apple A6 or whatever.
The same as the phones.
Yeah.
The Surface Pro X, which is like the tablet,
$1,000.
$850 starting.
Okay.
Free upgrade to Windows 11 available next year. We're just at Windows 10.
Can I air out some shit with my DAW real quick?
Sure.
I
stands for Digital Audio Workspace.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know.
I do all my shit in Reason, and they have... I'm on Reason 10. I just bought it. It was like $400. And then the update is $129, but the only update is a visual update. Everything's in HD now, because it wasn't ever before. And that pisses me off that they want me to pay $120 fucking dollars to just make it fit the format of my screen now. Because this is a 4K monitor. But it's all basically in 720 the entire time. So I'm pissed because that's the only update. And then they had like functionality like curved lines and curved fades and curved automation, which is like something so day one any DAW gets it these days. That should just be a functionality update. That should be a fucking patch, honestly. But they decided to sell it, so I'm fucking mad at Reason right now because that's some bullshit. They should. They're charging $120 for something they should for sure be giving away for free, for sure.
My accounting teacher today was saying, like, when we're going over like the syllabus and like textbooks to get for the class, he was saying that by the 8th edition of this book, because I used to use the 4th, and then they came out with the 5th edition. And I didn't look at it, so I didn't pay attention to it, so I made my class get it. I looked at it, and he said it was the same thing, word for word. The only thing that was different was
Some pictures, probably.
the problems in the back of the book.
Yeah.
And he said from the 4th edition until the 10th edition, the content was exactly the same. The only thing that changed were the practice problems.
And that's what I keep telling everyone. I think I got in this discussion with someone last night. They were saying something like, what good is college? And I was like, well, it's as good as the books, right? And they're like, yeah, but the books are always new. And I'm like, no, with Ghost Hand, I was like, all the fucking knowledge is the same in the books. Like, if you buy a book if I bought a music theory book from Moorpark and you bought a music theory book from Channel Islands, we'd have the same music theory book.
Yeah, it's the same shit. It's just written by a different person who has a different idea.
It's the same exact thing. You could tell me what a triad is the same way that motherfucker could tell me what a triad is.
Yeah, it's the same concept.
Because school is really just standardized language for things, right? Music theory teaches us that a triad is a 3-note chord on a piano or guitar or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what it goes by. But they change, instead of like the example in a Moorpark book, we'll say it's C major. In a Channel Islands book, it might be A major. Ooh. But it's like
same
fundamentally it's all the same. Like if you go to somewhere for being a doctor or learning how to do open heart surgery, the heart doesn't change, the biology hasn't changed that much. It's just the problems in the back of the book, maybe some of the diagrams they choose or something like that. But at the end of the day, all the knowledge is in the book in the first place. If you just bought the book and read the book, you know it. You got it.
Yeah. And that's why he's like, by the 8th edition, it's old enough where there's enough in circulation and it's not too expensive where it's gonna like break your bank, but it's not like so new. Well, I guess it's not so new that it's still cheap and there's enough going around.
Well, shout out to teachers.
But it's not too old where the content wouldn't matter. It's all the same shit.
Well, shout out to that teacher for doing the work, and shout out to teachers like him for doing that work. Because
David Mitchell.
Because I've definitely had teachers and professors who are like, hey, I'm getting all fucking crazy again, but they're like, hey, buy the 3rd edition. The book. I know the syllabus says the 6th edition. You don't need it. It's the same shit.
D-Mitch.
Let's go D-Mitch. But yeah, shout out to people who just keep it real.
He's bald.
Okay.
Only on the top.
Keeping it super real, Josh.
He's wearing purple today. He said I don't have to go to class on Friday. Woo!
D-Mitch.
So I get my Friday off again. Ghost, did you practice on cadavers? Or just like fake skulls?
That's going to be so weird, practicing on a dead body. Zzz, oh, I got the gums. Oh, I don't mind it.
There's no blood.
Yeah. Is our comment section gone? Oh, there it is. It's at the very, very bottom.
It's beneath the recommended.
There's one or two of those things I wanted to look into.
What? I'm out of notes. I just had the 2 things.
Well,
I need more clothes, and I don't like walking next to people. But if you want to talk about our comment section that blew up from Monday.
Okay.
From the same person.
Well, I reached out to a longtime friend of mine and a guest on the show, Anthony Campos, and I wanted to get him back on the show. And in response, he reached out on our last podcast, and he gave us a bunch of notes on the YouTube channel, and I wanted to just read them and go over them and look up some things, because Anthony is a very open Trump supporter and proud Republican, and I love getting into discussions with him because it's always refreshing to hear someone on the other side of a political spectrum or someone just with ideas differing from mine. And he's a great guy, so I mean, he's very easy to talk to. If you've seen him on the show before, you know exactly what I mean. But should I just start at the top or the bottom? That's the most recent. This is the least recent, right?
I'm gonna slap him here. 4 people.
I'm just gonna read every comment, and I'm saying thank you, Anthony, for being a part of the community, active in the community, and I can't wait to have you back on the show.
Next time, put timestamps.
Yeah, next time, please put timestamps so we can refer to what you're commenting on, because we do want this to be a reply to what your comments are.
Because I don't remember that show at all. I don't remember yesterday.
I never remember anything from the show.
Drop your college. Drop the college you went to.
Yeah.
Monkeys on Campus. We used to have monkeys.
We still do.
I mean, I used to, because I don't go in there anymore.
Foul UNICEF.
Like UNICEF?
There was one thing I wanted to look up here. He had a good point.
Faculty of Dentistry of Arakatuba.
Aruba. Bahama.
No.
So I'm just going to read it bottom to top, which is what I think is the most oldest to newest.
Yes, that is how it works.
They don't have good schools to attend. Great points on the schooling system. That is why from K-12, I believe in school choice, giving the money to students for the parents to choose the school for their children. One that has great teachers and higher education opportunities. Trump was right. We needed school choice. The money should follow that student. That I'm not clear on. I'm not sure what you're saying there, and which is why we would need the timestamps, because I don't know what I said that brought that up, but I'm glad we're agreeing with that and that you're offering a solution. School choice will allow more competition and force bad schools to step up their standards to fund to head towards their schools. The central banks are pretty much 95% of the world's problems. The vaccine mandate has nothing to do with COVID. This is something I'd really love to talk to you about, because you're dropping all these little gems, and I'm like, I want to ask questions on what you're leaving, and see what you got behind there. This is the thing I want to look up. Look at the New York exclusion from the Vax Passport's professional sports team athletes. Artists performing shows do not need to show proof of vaccine or need to wear a mask, but general public needs to. The hypocrisy is waking up people to the fact that these mandates are not about public safety. It's about power and control. I literally said that pretty much the last show, so I'm going to look that up. New York exclusions from Vax passports. Exclusions.
I mean, it really makes sense, like on a basic fundamental standpoint, where if you are on a professional team from a different state and you go to New York to play a New York team, that's going to bring a shit ton of money into the city.
Mm-hmm.
That you, like, if it's not required in the state that the visiting team is from, why does it matter? They're not like walking around all the time. They're there for like 3 days.
They're also on the field, and they're at least 6
they're
feet
there
apart.
for like 2 days.
Yeah.
A lot of the times they just play and then leave the next day.
Vaccine passports are a crazy idea. This does break it down state by state. This is Arizona. Vaccine passports are banned in this state. Governor Doug Ducey is Republican on April 19th issued an executive order prohibiting states and local government agencies from requiring residents to provide their COVID-19 vaccines status to receive service or enter an area. That is insane. I'm glad that's overturned. I think that's bullshit to make it mandatory first, because what if someone needs to go to a doctor? What if someone goes to a fucking Albertsons to buy egg, milk, and cheese for their family, and all of a sudden they're like, no vaccine, no food? That seems a bit extreme.
Well, that's the whole thing behind the mandatory vaccines right now. That's what people are saying.
Oh, the vaccine passport is the idea. You have to show proof of it.
Yeah, that's what that's talking about.
Gotcha.
You need a vaccine to do anything.
There are some exceptions, including healthcare institutions. Ducey added in a statement, while we strongly recommend all Arizonians get the COVID-19 vaccine, it is not mandated in our state, and it will not be. And it never will be. Vaccination is up to each individual, not the government. Vaccine passports in California are not required in the state. California Health and Human Services Secretary Mark Galley said on May 21st that the state will not require an official vaccine passport for residents when it lifts restrictions June 15th. It will mandate that indoor events with at least 5,000 people verify inoculation or a negative COVID-19 test, according to the Mercury News. Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom said on June 11th that California is working on an electronic vaccination verification system for businesses, but also clarified that there is no mandate, no requirement, no passport. Good to know. Let's see if New York is on here. I want to read New York for y'all.
It's going to be at the bottom towards the ends.
Oh, is it alphabetical? It looks alphabetical.
It sure is.
Yep. New York. Vaccine passports have been implemented in the state. That sucks. Let that sink in.
I mean, there is a lot of people. A lot of tourists, too.
Vaccine passports have been mandated in the state. New York has introduced a government-sponsored digital vaccine passport program called Excelsior Pass. According to the AP, the smartphone app shows whether someone has been vaccinated or recently tested negative for COVID-19. New York is the first state to implement such a system. According to the New York Times, at least some sports and performance venues, such as Madison Square Garden and Yankee Stadium, have used Excelsior passes to prove vaccination. So that kind of clashes with what Anthony's saying.
Want to know a fun fact?
Yeah, what's up?
Excelsior is the name of the New York Overwatch team.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
New York Excelsior.
I was thinking of the airship in Archer.
New Archer coming out actually today, I believe.
No, really?
Yeah.
All right, Phantom, I'm coming over, dude.
Well, it's next day on Hulu, but...
No, he has TV.
Oh, I mean,
he has like a real cable network and shit. New York City is taking things one step further. Mayor Bill de Blasio announced on August 3rd that the city would become the first in the country to require proof of vaccines for indoor dining, gyms, concerts, and performances. The program, dubbed the Key to New York City Pass, will be phased in slowly and applied to both customers and employees at applicable venues. This is a miraculous place, literally full of wonders, de Blasio said during a news conference announcing the plan. And if you're vaccinated, all that's going to open up to you. Damn. So that sounds like the one place. I mean, I've skipped over a bunch of states so far, but New York being the first to do it's pretty big. But it also bumps with what he said here. Look at the New York exclusion from Vax passports, professional sports teams, athletes. It looks like I didn't see anything on the athletes or the performers, like artists needed to do it. I didn't see anything about athletes, but I looked it up.
I know the Atlanta Falcons are the first team in the NFL to have every person on the roster fully vaccinated.
That's cool.
Good for them.
And this is coming from usnews.com.
How old is it?
Let me check. Okay.
Probably be at the top.
It keeps
Probably be at the top.
Is it the top?
Probably. That's usually where they have.
It's at least 2020.
June 1st. So it's
June 1st, 2020.
2 months and some change old.
Sounds about right, though.
Good amount of time has passed. Things have changed.
Yeah.
But then he goes from the COVID to college.
Yeah.
That will better help students get ready for college.
Mm-hmm.
And then once inflation hits us hard, these interest rates are going to look like a discount if your student loans are the recent. Same with cars and houses.
I don't understand inflation for shit. But it does look like it's gone up quite a bit.
Yeah. Inflation has.
You want to pull that up or show them? Jesus Christ. It really has. Just in the last year.
Well, it's also because we're pumping out a lot of money for COVID.
Boom. You found the exact chart. I love it. Yeah. Just January, inflation is at 1.4. Now it's at 5.4. So 5 times as much. 5 times as much. I don't know what that means, but I know it's a lot. I don't know dick about that, but I know it's a lot. If I had to pay if you want me to buy a new car for 20 grand and you say I want to charge you 5 times more, I know that it's not affordable anymore. That's what I know. So that one checks out. And the one thing I was super interested in was auditing the Federal Reserve. I don't even know how that would work. I would love to see that happen or unfold if you can.
So inflation is the rate at which the value of a currency is falling, and consequently the general level of prices for goods and services is rising.
So our value has dipped down 5 times and the cost has gone up 5 times. That makes sense though. That's such a trip because
So our
my money's worth less.
5% less and things are 5% more expensive.
So that's a plus or minus 10 gap in the economy.
Also
That makes
5%.
That makes sense why everything's so
$1
fucking expensive right now. Because that's the one thing I did notice. I was like, how could the economy be tanking if everything gets more expensive? That answers that for me.
Because money's worth less.
Because money's worth less. That's one thing I did want to know. Because I was like, really? I got a fucking hose in my car that needs replacing? And that's $1,000? You motherfuckers.
Yeah, I don't think the Fed has ever been audited.
Let's see. I'm going to Google, can you audit the federal government? No.
Federal Reserve. Which, I mean, they are an entity. They are a financial entity.
Yes. The Board of Governors, the 12 Federal Reserve banks, and the Federal Reserve System as a whole are subject to several levels of audit and review. The financial statements of the reserve bands are also audited annually by an independent outside auditor. So it sounds like they are audited every year, regardless.
But he says, look at the manipulation on the price of gold. It doesn't make sense.
I guess that's a different internet search. Price of gold. And I don't know what you mean, but this is why I need you on the show, man, so you can walk me through it, because I are stupid.
Yeah, you are. Look up a graph of it. Instead of just a single number that tells you nothing.
Graph. Images. Picture brain for stupids. Okay. These all look vastly
Oh
different.
my god, you want, I'll fucking do it myself.
Fast and free.
So gold is actually down right now.
Super down.
Down 11 points. At least, what the fuck? Why are there 2? What is this? So we got gold price. Where'd the other one go?
When you zoomed in, it kind of... Yeah, there you go.
Silver. Oh, that's silver. I don't give a fuck.
What you said about silver?
So the gold price is currently down right now.
What was the bottom? 1,700?
1785. So that's just one. That's just for one day. Let's look at 6 months. Still down. Gold is down 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
For 17.91 an ounce.
And that's what I'm saying. Is like, is the manipulation forcing the gold to go up, or is the manipulation forcing the gold to go down? Those are all conversations.
So we're looking at 6 months. Let's look at
I
1
would
year.
love for you to down
Over a year.
2 years. Up, way up.
It was up halfway through.
Oh, but
And then
if we're
tanked.
starting from the start, it's gone. It's still up.
Sure, yeah. Since the beginning. 5 years.
Up.
Was, yeah. 10 years.
Pretty.
Took a shit in 2016.
Yeah, took a shit, but
And
it's
then came back.
Yeah. So over 5 years, it's recovered. 10 years?
All data.
It's only gone up.
Gold has only gone up since 1974.
Gold has only ever gone up. Invest in gold.
Now, I mean,
Invest in gold, ladies and gentlemen.
what that means
No fucking clue.
is really nothing. The past week, gold is shot up.
That's what I'm saying. Is like, I want to know, are they manipulating it to go down or up? Because if they're manipulating it to
Well,
go up,
it's only gone up.
Yeah, if they're manipulating it to go up, that's big picture, and they're seeing how much money they make. But if they manipulate it to go down, then it's maybe a pump and dump. But at the same time,
You can't pump and dump gold.
you
like
can't
that.
pump and dump gold. It's a fucking rare metal. Yeah. That's about it. It sounds like the Federal Reserve does get, and this is federalreserve.gov. So I don't think they're lying about them getting audited every year.
They could be.
Maybe they are, but it is .gov. It's a lot harder of a website to claim than a .com.
And then the last comment.
What's the last one?
Problem is not the cost of education, it's the interest put on after the cost of education that makes it difficult to pay off. I'm cool with getting rid of the high interest on top of student loans, but you signed a contract to pay them back, you gotta honor it. Nothing is free or promised, even if you work hard. That is the beauty of America. Well, that is a true statement.
It sounds like the way around that is to not go to school. Simple enough. But I don't know enough about the education system or how that works. I don't like the education system. The one thing I will say, and I haven't changed my mind on it yet, is I don't think teachers should get paid more. And I know that's a super controversial topic, and I know that's a really shitty thing to say for a lot of people, but at the end of the day, growing up, I had a lot of shitty teachers. I had a lot of shitty figures in my life who were...
But, you know, they have a union that's supposed to help out their wages and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. That's what unions do, right?
Sure.
American Factory, this bitch. Hell yeah.
But it doesn't.
Like
But, look, here's the thing. Is like, the other side of the coin for a union is also protects the shitty workers. It protects the shitty teachers. And that's an issue in my mind. If you want to get paid more, you guys need to be better. And you either need more. You need to either be better teachers. Well, you don't need to do more necessarily. You need to be better, or you need to do more. You need to do one of those two in order to earn
And
that.
if you do more, you'll be better.
And if you do more, you'll be better.
So just do more.
But I don't like the education system, and I would love Ghost Hand to talk about how the American education system is so fucked up.
Do you think the education system failed you?
Yes, absolutely. I was put in special ed without a diagnosis of autism. Now,
But you're pretty fucking retarded.
maybe I am. And you know what? Maybe I am. But my dad, my mom never took me. I've never had a diagnosis. But now I'm out here stuck thinking that I have autism and all these social issues. And I 100% think it all goes back to that day Miss Jackson threw me into a special ed class to get rid of me. 100%. I think the school system failed me.
One day, can we do a show at a doctor's office of you getting diagnosed live? Or just like going through a test to make sure you, or not make sure, but like to like a test to see if you are retarded. And we'll do it as a show. Can we do that? Can we set that up one day?
If you set it up, yeah.
I'm not going to call and make an appointment for you.
Oh, tough shit.
That's,
I'm not going to call and make an appointment for myself. I told you how I feel about this. I don't want to go to the doctor now being like, hey, I think I'm stupid.
It's not stupid. It's, hey, I don't think my brain works properly.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me what's wrong with it? I'm like, yeah, I can.
But that's just coming out of my insurance, which I don't have. So it's out of my pocket.
You don't have Covered California?
No. I mean, I should. I haven't been paid for 2 years.
Get that California.
But I got this
insurance.
clusterfuck of money issues and car problems all of a sudden.
Damn.
Look, man, if you really want to do that, sure. But that's, in my mind, that's a ways away. That's down the road.
That's why I said someday.
Yeah, it's not going to be this
not
year.
tomorrow.
It's not this year. I'll tell you that. It's not this year. It's not next year. If it happens, sure.
When was
whatever.
the last time you went to the doctor?
My panic attacks
It was last year.
last year, 2020 for sure. I went to the doctor a few times 2020 for heart palpitations, which ended up being panic attacks, and my doctor told me you have a broken fight or flight response. So, this much retarded. I could have this much salami. But at the end of the day...
That much.
But, yeah, man. Look, I'd have no issue with that. But it's like... For me, it's like a money and time thing. And also, like... I don't know if the doctor would allow it.
That's why we talked to them beforehand.
Yeah, I just have
We're cracking beers in a fucking doctor's office. Give me the news, doc. What am I? It's
hey,
like,
so I was in special ed my whole life. Am I stupid enough to be in special ed?
we get fucking Maury to read the results.
You are retarded. That would be fucking awesome.
That'd be a whole thing. Can we do it on Maury? Do they do that?
Can we do it on Maury?
Do they do that?
That'd be fucking epic, dude. Are you kidding me?
I know they usually settle like paternity battles, but like
I fall back in my chair. Josh does a backflip and starts fighting the cameraman. That'd be awesome. Reading the diagnosis. Dude, Maury's the original gender reveal party.
yeah, before they were cool.
You are the father of 13-year-old Brandon. Oh, I had a boy? Oh, shit.
Yeah, you guys just look the same.
That's hilarious.
The kid looks just like you. You disputed it for 13 years?
The wisdom teeth thing, of course. Of course we're doing a video, because we're going to Brazil. So we have to record that. Yeah. That's also probably in the next, not year or two, but eventually. Jerry Springer, if I go on Jerry Springer and fight somebody, they could just knock out my wisdom tooth. So that's kind of counterintuitive. That's 2 trips in one.
Jerry Springer is always on in our break room because daytime television has nothing.
It's the most white trash television show you can ever watch.
It is. And I think most of the problems that come up on that show are fabricated.
Or at least exaggerated.
But they always, during their commercial breaks, they're paid for by Jerry Springer to advertise his show more. And it's like, come ask a stripper this. And it's like...
He's got that much money.
Yeah.
He has a monopoly on daytime TV.
Yeah, they're like, check our website, follow us on Facebook, and ask a stripper.
It's either a monopoly or there's really just nothing else that can compete with it.
Well, there's
like Jerry Springer or Peppa Pig, like daytime TV for kids.
Steve Wilkos.
Steve! Yeah, I've seen them all.
Maury.
Yeah, no
all the judge shows. Joe Mathis, Judy,
the other one.
Hot Bench. There's Divorce Court, the one with the lady who's not old, has brown hair.
We get it.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
And then Family Feud, Wheel of Fortune's evening, and then
that's early morning.
Jeopardy, really?
Yeah, Wheel of Fortune's in the
I
morning.
remember that being later.
It's like 8:00.
And then
after the news.
And then you wake up in the middle of Carlos.
He was a Cincinnati mayor, and he was fucking prostitutes. Hell yeah, Jerry.
So that's how it happened.
That makes sense.
He said, fuck it, I don't need y'all. Isn't that so crazy? Like, America is so full of opportunities. You could be a mayor, get caught fucking a prostitute, and then have your own TV show. But if we say retarded on our own podcast, we get canceled.
Oh, we'd be fine.
No, I know we will be. Like, just future reference. When we're corporate and making tons of money off this shit.
Yeah, episode 2000.
Someone owns us.
48.
Then we can't say retarded no more.
I wouldn't sell out like that.
No, you can't.
I'd let them be able to, like, hey, can I say retarded?
Have that in my contract.
Yes.
And it rolls over, right? So if I say retarded 6 times in an episode, I just can't say it for the next 6.
It's like how movies get ratings, right? Like you're only allowed to say like a certain amount of F words until it's...
Fuck! And it's still PG-13.
Yeah, until it becomes rated R.
Yeah.
You get a certain number.
Isn't that insane?
That's actually pretty awesome.
I think it's cool because it's like, as a 13-year-old, you could be watching a movie or something with your parents, and someone's like, fuck that. You're like, is this rated R? No, it's PG-13. What the fuck? And then your dad, what the fuck happened?
And then they show half a titty.
The R world pass.
Word.
That says world.
That says word. It does say world.
That for sure says world, you fucking retard. Another, please.
I'm dyslexic.
Dyslexic.
Ooh, one of my teachers has rhoticism. Pretty sure, at least, or he just has a wicked speech impediment.
I don't know what rhoticism is, but I bet
rhoticism is not being able to pronounce R's and pronouncing them as W's.
this motherfucker has rhoticism. I have the same thing.
No, you don't.
I can't pronounce R's.
But do you pronounce every single one of your R's as W's?
No, but when you've heard me when I talk fast, I fucking slur my W's.
Yes, but that's not rhoticism.
If I talk too fast, it'll creep up on me. Luckily, I got speech class and special ed, and yeah, I had special ed classes, speech classes, and then like extra help with math.
Here's a video from 6 years ago.
I'm not sure if I ever.
Oh shit, that's loud as fuck.
Well, I could turn it down on here because you have to do real quick.
I'm gonna play it and see how it goes over there.
Okay.
I know what I'm
Did a
doing.
video about this, but
So turn it up.
more about a bit of a, I guess you could say, speech impediment. I think you talked about in this other video.
This
that
is
they
an
have a bit.
example of rhoticism.
Basically, I just can't say my R's. I can say them a little bit, but not very well. And because of that, everything's more rounded off with W's. And so it makes me getting tongue-tied a whole lot easier, and my clarification for words.
You hear it?
Yeah, I have that same issue. It was just that I was taught earlier that I think it's a little more. I've fucked up on the podcast plenty of times when I'm like worldly, or I mean I can't. There's still words and stuff I can't say.
I know, but this is like a thing.
That's obviously a more serious case than mine. Yes.
So it's called rhoticism.
I think that's a fucked up. It's like how they named it lisp, and it's like lisp.
Yeah,
Like
they can't fucking say it.
They have to put the fucking like that's what should change. Go ahead.
Oh, that was it. That was just the example to show like the R's or W's.
Yeah, no,
Rhoticism.
Yeah, I totally fuck up my R's all the time still.
And they sound so cute and adorable.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Are you?
Thanks, bro. Hey, don't leave me hanging, bro. Thanks, bro. Yeah.
It's very ooh woo y.
Ooh woo. I don't know, dude. Like
My teacher fucking has that.
Will Wheaton.
I don't know who that is.
Hey, Suey. He's from Big Bang Theory. Of course, you don't know who he is. You hate that show.
Yeah. That show sucks ass.
Anyway, I have that same disease.
No. You don't.
Well, ooh woo.
If you had rhoticism, I would have told you. Because ever since there's this girl,
Seeing as you're a leading physician on that.
there's this girl on TikTok who is like a big advocate for it because she has it, and I see her all the time on my page.
All I'm saying is I was lucky enough to get speech classes. I remember going to speech classes in kindergarten
I know.
for that same thing.
There's a difference between
I've said stories before.
There's a difference between not being able to pronounce your R's and then just it following you your entire life, no matter what.
I don't know if they got speech classes. I'm sure if I didn't get speech classes, that would have never got fixed. And even though it is quote unquote fixed, I still talk too fast sometimes, and I still slur and pronounce them with W's. For those listening, Josh is Googling it.
I'm Googling what is rhoticism.
I think they really should stop putting the sound of the sound people have a problem pronouncing in the words to describe it. Lisp, whatism. Like, I think that's like racism against R's. That's all that is.
So rhoticism is a defective pronunciation of R, especially substitution of some other sound of that for R.
So
Linguistics, the historical change of a voiced consonant sound, such as the alveolar consonants /Z/D/I or /N to an R-like consonant.
So realistically, even if you mispronounced an RSW, you would have a rhoticist moment.
I guess.
So it's not necessarily an ailment, more as it is
I mean, if
an
it's
occurrence.
it's like a one-off thing.
Sure, but I still have lapses in my.
But I wouldn't
speech.
say you have rhoticism.
No, I'm not saying I have it either. I'm just saying like I have that same issue. The entire time I grew up in those special ed classes I talked about, it probably didn't help that I couldn't pronounce my R's at all.
But these motherfuckers live with it. They're adults.
And I sympathize with that.
This dude's like 50 plus.
And I sympathize with that.
Teaching my class, and
But he's clearly smarter than me and doesn't have autism.
And I fucking hear it, and I'm like, I know what that is.
You know it's rhoticism, or did he tell you, hello, Christ?
That's what he fucking said. That's exactly what he said.
Did he really?
Yes. And I pick up on that shit.
Hello, Christ. I have rhoticism.
Yes. Well, I mean, he didn't say like I have rhoticism, but like,
did he announce that? Did he announce rhoticism?
No. But every single fucking R he said was a W, and I paid attention to that.
Do you think there's
on purpose,
do
not
you think,
subconsciously?
Do you think there's a root to that though? Because this is what I always thought. Like, hang on, I'm gonna drink this beer because I'm gonna hold it for like 10 minutes.
They always sound like they're from like either New Jersey or somewhere else.
I got that all the time as a kid. They're like, "Are you from New York?" People all the time would tell me that, and I was like, "No, I'm from Arizona." And I'd be like, "Why?" And everyone would be like, "You can't pronounce your R's." And my point being is, do you think it's like a genetic thing to where it's like, do you think it's regional?
It's probably a regional thing.
It's got to be regional, right? Because like if someone grew up in New Jersey, moved to Arizona or California, they're like, hey, you talk funny. Maybe it's more nature than nurture, you know? But they try to nurture the shit out of it so they sound normal for that region. That's all it is.
There's a name for it.
Sure, I'm just saying, like, you know, I mean, I do sympathize with that because it is like something I deal with.
I get that.
Yeah,
100%.
So it's like
it also makes them sound goofy and they're adults.
Yeah,
and so it's like
I sound goofy all the time. I'm just saying, like, it is one of those things, man. Like,
it's also funny because
it doesn't really matter, but it does.
There's someone at my work that I would say they have it, but they have the same speech impediment where their R's or W's. And I've never spoken to this person. I've only heard them talk behind me in the break room. So like I've never had a conversation with this person, and I've never heard them talk until that time. And at the first fucking sentence they said, I was like, rhoticism. Really? It's like, you have that.
It must be more common than I thought it was as a kid then, but
it is. Next time you have like, or you're just listening to people talk, listen to the R's, see if it pops up.
Well, you know what is for me when I read like at Levity, when I read the ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Levity Live, please blah, 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 I do my announcement. When I read it, it turns off. Like I'm less conscious of, because I remember at speech class.
That's why you have to listen to other people.
I know, but in speech class, they're like, just make sure when you say R's that your tongue is on the top of your mouth. Like the tongue, the sides of your tongue is on the bottom of your teeth of the top of your mouth on both sides.
What the fuck?
R.
Oh, how to pronounce R?
R.
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 I'm not doing that, but R.
Maybe you're not, but I went R.
My tongue is just not moving. It's
I
just
went
flat.
R.
R. R.
That's what I used to do. I used to go R.
R.
It was R. But I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah. My
fucking management teacher sounds like a child, and he's an old ass man because of his speech impediment. I'm not making fun of speech impediments.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just saying.
I know you're not, but I'm just clarifying that for them.
Well, if I am making fun of speech impediments, I have one, and I sound like a fucking idiot.
I'm just clarifying that for them.
Yeah.
I'm not making fun of it.
Have a sense of humor about it.
I'm just pointing it out that I've heard it defined as this, and ever since then...
What's it called?
Rhoticism.
Rhoticism.
Ever since I've heard that, I've been able to identify it more and more frequently than you would think.
Sure. Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's also not like it's not going to kill you. It's not like a disease.
No.
It's just not being able to say like, R's.
And that's what I'm saying is like, I know what it's like every 5 seconds for someone to be like, hey, you can't pronounce this. I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
But people say "sowie" as like a joke.
I know. They just say "ooh woo" to make people horny on a fucking chat room. By the way, OnlyFans is keeping all its nudes. Anyway, Look,
tasteful nudes, but they also are going back on what they said.
tasteful nudes? No pictures of buttholes?
Nothing suggestive. So you can be naked in a picture. You can't just be like holding a dildo and have like conditioner on your chest to act like semen. That's too much. But they also retracted that statement, so they're not going to implement it on October 1st, maybe in December, but they're backpedaling right now.
So dumb. How do you feel about the whole OnlyFans? Because here's the thing.
I don't care. It would save you money if they stopped doing it. So please do it.
Here's the thing. What do you think happened on a corporate level to make someone decide
They're being funded
that?
by a lot of banks.
Is that what it is?
They're getting a lot of outside investors.
But you know for sure. But for sure, it's always been money. It'll always be money. Corporate politics.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on right now with the platform and whatnot.
Well, goddamn.
So now everyone's either jumping ship or making their own
Platform.
Which
is so crazy too, right? Because here's the thing. Here's what people often forget. If you go online, you make your own platform, you make your own website so people and sex workers can do the job they're doing. At some point, I promise you, someone's going to come up with a big ass fucking check and be like, I want to buy you. And you're probably going to say yes.
Yeah.
And when you do, guess what corporate policies they're going to enact?
No nudity.
No nudes. You want to know why? Someone else owns that industry, and you're butting into that territory. But regardless, the second you say yes, the second you really sell out, that's the definition of selling out. When you create a company, you birth the company, and then someone goes, here's a ton of money for it. And you say yes the second you say yes, whether it's 10 years after owning it or 100 years after owning it. The second you do that, you've sold out.
You gotta think of the children.
Think of the children.
Fuck them kids.
My children aren't on fucking porn sites all the time because I raised them right.
I'm gonna raise my kids on porn.
Think of the shitty parents not teaching their kids.
That's all we're gonna watch. Weekend movie time where we're watching anal.
And let's be 100% honest. Porn's not the worst thing your children can turn up on. There are some types of porn that are pretty bad to find, but unless your child sees it at that age and goes, this is what life is, sit down, talk to your kids, explain it. Yo, this is porn.
Fucking, we watched ISIS beheading videos.
Yeah, look.
And cartel executions.
In 9th grade, it was part of the curriculum to watch someone get shot during like a World War II execution. And to this day, that's like burned in my head. Like seeing someone get shot in the head and then having the blood like squirt out of their head.
It was insane. There's that famous picture of Vietnam execution in the street, the dude getting shot in the side of the head.
Yeah. I mean, look, the world's fucked up enough. I don't think porn is the number one threat to democracy or child rearing. Let's be completely honest. If you want child rearing better, just be better parents. And I think people often blame porn or violence or video games or TV because it's easier than saying, I fucked up as a parent, I'm sorry. Because people don't want to say they fucked up as a parent and they don't want to say they're sorry. So they blame everyone else.
Yeah, parents are very prideful. But it's also one of those things where it's like a big hypocrisy, like Mia Khalifa has pointed out before. It's like she's like was the number one porn star. She's from Lebanon. She's Lebanese. She's like the number one most viewed person
in Lebanon, but all her death threats come from Lebanon.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest with you, I've never seen a Mia Khalifa film or video. I was never I was never particularly attracted to her. But I've seen her podcast with Philip DeFranco. I've seen some interviews she's done. She's obviously a very intelligent woman, and
she's a nice person.
And she obviously has very good intentions. And I think it's so crazy how people let porn get in the way of her intelligence or her points. You know what I'm saying? When they're talking to her. And like I'm saying, is like porn's not the biggest issue. What is an issue is like that she did porn and people are like threatening her life. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking about this earlier too. Like if we got on the podcast and we said something controversial or got canceled or whatever, and someone goes, "How dare you say the F word? You should be fucking murdered." I'm like, yo, that's pretty extreme. Little more than extreme than saying the F word or whatever.
Yeah.
Like people don't understand the hypocrisy. And that's the word. The word of the day is hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy and irony.
People don't understand the real life meaning of that because they put themselves in this box, in this shell, in this culture of pointing the finger of saying this is the porn industry's fault. This is the violence in movies' fault. This is the video game violence fault. Everyone wants the blame to go somewhere else instead of saying, maybe I fucked up a little bit as a father. Maybe I fucked up a little bit as a role model.
I was raised on Call of Duty and Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto is how I learned how to drive.
Mm-hmm. And that's the
I
thing.
turned out just okay.
Yeah, and that's
not just fine. Okay.
Look, you gotta understand. People are going to be thrown into situations that they don't control. And it's up to them to decide what to do. So, there was this one time I was out drinking with my sister.
Which one?
I'm not going to name any name. Well, I guess you guys already know all the names.
Here or there?
There.
Okay.
And my niece sits down. And I have a beer in my hand and I go, like, do you want a beer? And they said, no, I don't want a beer. And I was like, good. Like, but if you wanted to, now's your chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they rejected it.
I'm the cool uncle.
Well, not about the cool uncle. Here's the thing. I didn't like force or pressure anyone to do anything. I was just like, I'm here. If you want that, take someone. We're cool. And just told me no. And I was like, cool. Like,
drink it, pussy.
At the end of the day, not only is that person going to be faced with being offered drugs or narcotics or, you know, friend peer pressure of any kind of sort, whether it's porn, alcohol, drugs, anime, like whatever it is, your friends probably got you into it.
Don't watch One Piece.
Whatever it is, someone or something got you into it. The weakness isn't understanding what you like. The weakness is letting what you like control you. And if I gave that to her and she was like, yeah, and then drank it, and then now she's an alcoholic, I fucked up. I don't think they fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
I would throw the blame on both of you. Because you were the initial exposure. It's up to them what they do with it from there.
Sure, but
you were the introduction. They were like the rising action to the climax.
That's what I'm saying though. It's more specific than it is to be like video game violence or like internet exposure. It's like your uncle kind of fucked up at one point and like needs to take responsibility for that. And like maybe when they grow up, they can be like, you know what? Maybe I should have said no. Maybe I should have controlled my behaviors better. But at the same time, it happened with that initial thing. And I'm saying, like, I'd be willing to be like, yo, I fucked up as an uncle if I saw someone take that path so extremely that they might not have if I didn't get involved. And I think the big part is, like, whether it is internet or the porn industry or parenting or whatever it is, I think people just need to be a little bit more... when you take responsibility for your actions?
Responsible.
That's the word. So if people were just a little bit more responsible to be like, yo, I had a hand to play in this. I'm sorry. But we could fix it moving forward. Instead, people go, I had nothing to do with this. This is everyone else's fault. Shame on you. I think that is way more damaging than being like, hey, son or daughter, or they, this is porn, and this is why porn exists.
Sit down. We're gonna watch this film right
Not
here.
even. Okay, that's funny. That's a joke. I get that, but
Nah, that's what we're doing over the household every Saturday,
but
8 a.m.
wake up.
Cream pies.
But
You think it's a joke? It's not.
I don't care if it is or not. And here's the thing: I would never tell you how to parent your children. That's up to you, dude. Like, I would never fucking be like, hey. The only thing that would be weird for me is like if I see you like trying to murder it. Like, that's a little weird. Like,
I would hope you don't step in and interject.
I
Because
won't.
that kid would fucking deserve it.
It must, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'd be like, should he kill the kid? And then I'd be like, he birthed a kid. He can kill that motherfucker if he wants.
Well, I didn't birth it. The unfortunate woman I'm with did.
You put the ingredients in the cake. Anyway, something along like, and that's the thing is like everyone should be allowed to like raise their kids and families the way they see fit. And the shitty thing is like my only criticism on that is like you can do it the way you see fit, but try to be less hypocritical and try to be a little more honest. Try to be like, yes, you found porn. This is what porn is. Here's why. Yes, you found an ISIS beheading video. Here's what it is. Here's why. And do your very best. And if you don't know, say you don't know. But take on a little bit more responsibility to find out. Because that person, like when I'm looking at Anthony's YouTube comments, I want to find out. But if I go off on a tangent without him giving me his 2 cents, I'm probably going to get further from what he's trying to say than he would want me to find out. And I want to give everyone a chance. I want him to be like, okay, explain this, and then this is what I found. And that's it. It's just putting in the checks of yourself. It's just being like, hey, is the color of your wall blue?
No.
And you're like, nah, it's like
Gray.
It's like a gray. I'll be like, oh, it looks blue.
No, that's great.
Well, now I know. But if I went to someone else and I was like, Josh's house is like blue.
It's great.
Everyone's like, damn, Josh's house is blue. They come here, they're like, oh, that looks blue enough. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah, that's great.
it could be boiled down to the smallest example or the biggest example. But at the end of the day, at one point you got to step in and be like, yeah, it's great.
Also, the benefit of like being in the now is like the be now. Yeah, I brought it back.
You
full
brought it
circle.
back.
The benefit of being in the now is that like the internet, like the fucking early days of the internet, that shit was wild, unregulated. Click on a link, you don't know where it's gonna take you.
And now it is more regulated.
Now you click on a link, you know exactly where it's going. You're not gonna see someone get shot, full frame, dead right there, then and there. So I mean, like the risks that we had as children on the early internet versus the risks that kids have now on the early and late internet are way different.
And like I said earlier, like it's nothing they wouldn't find that they wouldn't see freshman year based on the California educational standards, that I was forced to see someone give birth to a child in health class or get shot in the head in history class.
I never got to take health class.
Never?
Never. I mean, like I had like a sex ed in like 6th grade,
Well, penicillin solves most of it. So fuck your brains out.
but like I never had to take the high school equivalent,
Well, I mean, that's not bad.
being that transfer.
Yeah, because you came from
Arizona, where I took physics freshman year.
It's insane.
Yeah, it was stupid.
But the point being is like it's different in every state. It's different in every family. It's different in every city. It's different in every household. Like no matter how big or how small you look at it, it's just fucking different. And people don't like that. Everyone says they want it their way, or they think their system should be their way.
Well, there's also like the religious objection to sex ed courses. Like,
but that's the thing.
of religion.
But that's the thing. School doesn't force you. Like I could have been willingly opted out of any of those. I could have opted out of sex ed. I could have opted out of history, being like, nope, God's the reason evolution occurred, and
yeah.
like that's totally fine. They give you that option. That's why you have to sign the permission slips. If you don't sign the permission slips, you might have to write a paper, you might have to do this or that. But at the end of the day, you go, hey, my parents think it's best if I don't get raised on someone getting shot in the head.
Your false narrative.
Or your false. But that's the thing. They fucking get so angry. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, why not just be like, I don't want my kid to do it. It's all good. It's so combative. Anyway, I'm running in circles with this. I gotta pee. I'm hungry. And I said it'd be a short show. We've been going on almost 2 hours.
About 2 hours, yeah.
So
The pasta worked beforehand.
the pasta did help. Pasta was great.
Did a good job. Well, I mean, we can end it here.
Yeah.
We'll be good for the week.
So thank you guys for joining us Monday, Wednesday. First regular show we've had back in a while. And I can't promise my schedule will be as stable as it has been. My life is kind of a mess right now.
But we'll be back on Monday. Same time, same place. You know where to find us. My name is Josh.
My name is Alec. Thank you for hanging out with us.